Hey guys, this is the BearFak from refugemedical.com. I'm Bear. This is my first aid kit, BearFak. I designed the Gen 1 of this in my barn about 5 years ago because I couldn't find a first aid kit that didn't suck. There was just too much boo-boo stuff, not enough trauma, or the wrong kind of trauma components, or the wrong packaging, or low quality components, and none of it was right. And so I took the lid of a pizza box and a sharp knife and I cut out a pattern and made it out of Domino's pizza cardboard box. And I took that to a friend of mine at a sew shop and we produced the Gen 0 BearFak. And since then, we're now onto the Gen 3, new and improved based upon after action reports from all the use cases that we've had with this kit on 4 continents in the last 5 years. And so we've created the best first aid kit on planet Earth, just out of pure intent to try and make something that will actually serve the customer. We make these here in the United States of America. We guarantee them forever. And what does that mean? It means if you break this thing, I will replace it at no cost to you. If you use the components in this kit to save somebody's life, like what has occurred 140 times since the inception of this country, or this company, 140 lives saved, I will replace whatever components you used at no cost to you, because the goal here is the preservation of life. For good, normal, everyday people to have a kit that they need that will work to get them or their loved one home again. And so this is Molly Pals webbing compatible here on the back, which means you can mount this wherever you want. You can mount this on your plate carrier, on your chest rig, on your war belt, shooting belt. This is a great range kit, by the way. You can mount this on a headrest. You can on a motorcycle. I have one in my side-by-side, in your truck, wherever. So it's got myriad mounting options. It's also got this bar-tacked Molly webbing on the sides. You can add tourniquets or shears or pen lights or Sharpies or chem lights or whatever you like on either side, okay? This is made out of 1000D nylon, ballistic nylon. And the way this works, red with reflective. I saw a fire truck going down the road one day. I was like, that's a cool color scheme. Then it clicked. Yeah, because you can see it. Your eye immediately goes to it. And so this is red with reflective striping, available in myriad colors, but for a civilian application, I love this color because in the dark, in low light, through smoke, motor vehicle accident, whatever happens, this will reflect light from your flashlight, from headlights, whatever, and your eye immediately goes to the red. So I can find this in a hurry if I need it. It's got a lid right here. You pop the lid open, and you grab the red handle, and then the inner comes out of the outer. That's intentional. I don't want my first aid kit stuck to me while I'm trying to use it, because people that need this stuff are usually on the ground. Sick people are usually on the ground. Injured people are usually on the ground. And so I want to be able to get this out where I can use it. You can pop this open with one hand if needed, and my stuff doesn't go flying all over the place. And this inner is designed, laid out intentionally per the March algorithm, which is a bunch of big words for priority of care: massive bleeding, airway, respiratory, circulation, head injury, hypothermia, everything else. And so I have the stuff that I need the most, statistically speaking, massive bleeding first. I've got a genuine North American Rescue Cat Gen 7 tourniquet here, a pair of gloves, Sharpie, medical tape, and a compression bandage right here. That's all right here. Massive bleeding is right here. Then airway and respiratory. And this, by the way, is 90+% of our problems, statistically speaking, in a traumatic situation. And trauma in medicine means critical bleeding. So I need this stuff first. And then airway respiratory. That's in our stack down here that I can get at easily. I've got shears, real shears, not cheap Chinese junk, real shears for exposing the casualty, call it trauma naked, so that if there might be secondary injuries that I can't see, well, I need to be able to see them. I'm all for modesty, but I'd rather be naked and alive than modest and dead. We can all laugh about it later, okay? I've got 2 big gauze pads here. because if I need big gauze, I need it now. Now. You can also use this in conjunction with your 2 chest seals that are here, because if you have a puncture to the pleural space, aka a hole in the box, a lot of times there's viscous fluid, blood here that I need to wipe that away in order to get these to stick. So I've got a pair of chest seals, I've got 2 big pieces of gauze, I've got my shears for exposing the casualty, and I've got a nasopharyngeal airway, aka nose needle, and this is for maintaining a patent airway going up through the nose around to the back of the throat. This is included with the Surgiloop. And then in the back of the kit, back here, so I've got massive bleeding, airway, respiratory, all right here, front of the kit where I can get at it. Statistically, these 2 things represent 98% of all of our trauma-related problems that we're gonna have based upon studies done by the Committee on TCCC, Committee on Tactical Combat Casualty Care. And those guys are smart. And so we're gonna let the smart people tell us what we need to know. Back here, I've got a burn shield. This is a burn dressing because burn is a common modality of injury, especially in a motor vehicle accident. And then I've got my everything else: circulation, head injury, hypothermia, everything else. And this is the trauma pack that's in the back here. And this has all the things in it. So I've got a Mylar blanket in here to help mitigate hypothermia. Hypothermia is much easier to prevent than it is to treat, and so we want to keep the casualty warm, especially if they've had blood loss, because blood carries oxygen throughout the body, but it also carries heat throughout the body. So if there's been blood loss, we definitely want to wrap our patient up like a burrito. Okay, that's what that's about there. I've got compressed gauze here for wound packing to go with my pressure bandage if needed, or for dressing lacerations, minor wounds, etc. And this is real 6-ply, 12-foot long compressed gauze, real stuff. I've got Kerlex back here, rolled gauze for dressing minor wounds or more wound packing if needed. I've got a triangle bandage here. Triangle bandage can be used to manufacture a sling. I can make an improvised tourniquet with this. I can pre-filter water with this if I'm in a survival situation. I can make char cloth with this if I'm in a survival situation. This is fabric, and so now you're in cloth craft here. You can do all kinds of wonderful things with this. You can bandage the head with this. Wonderful triangle bandage. Then I've got my little gauze stack here. Go ahead and get this out. And I've got small gauze, non-emergent gauze, 2x2s. I've got 2 eye pads here and an eye shield if somebody has an eye injury. Go ahead and cover that up. And typically speaking, if you have an eye injury, as long as you can, you probably want to cover both eyes, because your eyes have been tracking together your entire lifetime. And one injured eye, that injury can be exacerbated, or at least the pain level can go up if you keep one eye uncovered. Now, if you blind somebody, that's your patient. They're going to be with you. You're now responsible for them, right? Because they can't see anymore. So we've got 2 eye pads, an eye shield here, and we've got our flat duct tape, because duct tape rules the universe. You can do all kinds of things with duct tape, from using this as tinder to start a fire, to dressing wounds, to securing items. It's duct tape. And it's a cool color, duct tape. We've got another 5x9 gauze pad here, more big gauze, and then 2 4x4 gauze pads here as well. And so I've got everything in this kit that I need to deal with a motor vehicle accident, a workplace injury, shot, stabbed, blown up, whatever the world may throw at me today. With the appropriate training, I can use this stuff here for the preservation of life. And I have. I have rendered aid to random people in the world more than a dozen times using the components in this kit. And it's been an absolute blessing to me to be able to help somebody that I've never met before, that I don't know, I may never see again, probably won't ever see again, to intervene for the preservation of life. And that's what the BearFak is about. This is a purpose-built kit that contains everything you need, incredibly high quality, everything you need, and nothing that you don't need, so that you can affect positive change for the preservation of life. You can get this at refugemedical.com. Go there, check it out. I appreciate y'all.